Hello and welcome back to the TheDropOutDragon. Today we have a very interesting weapon that's name is absolutely what I think about it, puzzling. So we have this quality build here that looks familiar, nothing special about that. The weapon, however, the puzzling stone sword, is just one of the most bizarre things I've seen in this game. It has one of the most interesting movesets of any weapon that I have seen. It also has the most bizarre appearance, as you can see, the long sword that's in the right hand of the character, glowing all ominously. As you can see, it has very high scaling, and that is because the puzzling stone sword has S scaling and dexterity. Now, what makes this weapon so utterly bizarre is not just because of its very weird moveset, but because its requirements are 7-6, 7 strength and 6 dexterity. It makes no sense to me, but that's just what it is. When you see this moveset, you're going to think this is a weapon that you thought maybe would have 30 dexterity requirement. I mean, it's just insane. So we're going to take a look at that moveset right now. And before we do that, we're going to look at the offhand weapon that I have, which is the Sanctum Crossbow. The Sanctum Crossbow is another DLC weapon, along with the Puzzling Stone Sword, that came with the Crown of the Sunken King DLC. You don't get them immediately, of course you have to go get them. The Puzzling Stone Sword is found inside of a chest, while the Sanctum Crossbow is dropped by one of the enemies. So those are its requirements. There's nothing overly special about this crossbow other than the fact that it has a very interesting special attack when you two-hand it, but we'll get to that in a moment. For now, the moveset of the Puzzling Stone Sword. So we have this vertical attack, which we've seen before in other movesets of the straight swords, and we also have the R2, which acts like a whip. It comes apart and hits its opponent like a whip. Apparently in the description it says held together by magnets or something like that. But it has these two one-handed R2 attacks. And then two-handed, it has the poking attack for its R1. And its R2, its strong attack, has what I can only describe as the most eccentric moveset I've seen in Dark Souls. This very... yeah, eccentric is what we'll go with that. We'll go with eccentric. So the crossbow, the Sanctum Crossbow, if you use it like a regular crossbow, it fires its one bolt. But if you two-hand it, and you use the strong attack, you get pretty much a Dark Soul Spear. And it hits pretty hard. So we're going to hold on to that and let that complement our very small, very quick weapon that we have in our right hand. So we have our Pepsi with us, our Pepstus. And we are getting ready for a fight. Let's see what we can do. And do not underestimate the damage this weapon can cause. It is very quick. It has, obviously, long range. And it can do very quick damage. Now, it's not going to outdo most of the serious hitting weapons that we've seen, but it will hit them more often, and it will surprise people. It just will surprise. And another really fun bonus to the weapon is the whip set. It can be parried. It can. I've seen it happen. The whip moveset in it is very hard to parry. They have to be parrying almost with a Mellow Scimitar, sorry, not Mellow, the Monastery Scimitar to do it, which might have been already patched by this point. So, we will see. So, we traded, and we traded well. He's using the shield and what looks to be Pate's spear. He's changed it up to the katana. Going for that backstab. Let's see what we can do real quick. He's already done a lot of damage to us, so we have to be careful. Let's get it in. You got to get in these quick attacks, these very quick attacks. I thought he'd go with the rolling. And we got the backstab. Okay, good. Let's go to the two-hand. So we can poke too. Oh, he caught us. We caught him in the roll. Aha! You can see that hitbox. You can see it rolling. While he was rolling, that hitbox on that R2 was very strong. And we caught him again. The little eccentric dance has led us to victory. It's very, very, very powerful, this weapon. It will catch people off guard. Absolutely off guard. So we have our first success. Now, and I'm going to talk a little bit about parrying as well. I've been parrying a lot in the last videos, and as you can see in that fight, I was very parry happy. I was pretty much expecting to hit him with the parry, because a lot of people will immediately attack you while you're in an animation. They think that they have the opening, and you can just bait that. And he didn't go for it because that was obviously an experienced player, and good for him, because it would have been a lot of damage. So this weapon doesn't have a very high critical damage. It's not very interesting in that way, but it's just bizarre moveset, just complements it to annihilate people who aren't ready for it. It just really gets it going. So hopefully we can continue this streak, and I can show off this weapon to you fine people who are looking it over. So let's see how it goes. And another thing was, I was surprised that it could be buffed even with this. It was very strange to me that it could be buffed. And we have someone using the Santiers and a greatsword, which is I think a good mix, but kind of bizarre. But and look at that, we hit him from right there. That range in the R2 is longer than people think it is. It'll take some time for everybody to get used to it. Ooh, the Santiers obviously got a buff. We didn't catch him in the roll, and that's unfortunate. Again, we're gonna have to play careful. There we go. See, that's the kind of baiting I'm talking about. They are very, very, very ready to do damage to you. Haha. It's a little safe attack. Alright, so is he going for it? He wanted the so ever popular spin to win. Oh. Oh! And he caught me with that Avalon. Wow, yeah, he's happy about that. He caught me with that Avalon. I thought he'd wait till I got closer, but he did not. And he caught me, and I probably should have switched over to my own crossbow and see if I could trade the damage with him, but I could not. But you could see, you know, I showed what I wanted to show. I got that R2 in there, which would catch him off guard, but he obviously outdid me in damage, and he was ready to cheese away the last bit of my health. Now, in the DLC, and I will be showing it later, in the DLC there is an Avalon-like weapon that is interesting, and it has its own special attack, like the Sanctum crossbow that I have now. It's called the Sanctum Repeater crossbow. And I don't think it's as effective as the Avalon itself, so I don't like the whole Avalon 2.0 that everybody keeps calling it. But its strong attack, which can only be used a few times, by the way, before it breaks, is very, very strong, in the sense that it will hit you. It is very hard to avoid, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. So I call it strong, but what I mean by is that it will hit you. I mean, it's very... I've been hearing complaints all day that it's very hard to dodge, so I just assume that when I see it, it'll get me. And hopefully I'll have the health to not worry about it. Okay, we got ourselves a dragon bro who is using what I think are there we go, caught him right there. It's a safe bet that you're gonna catch them. And when they don't have poise, they have an issue. So we're a little too soon on that on my part. Little too soon. A little too soon. Oh. So we'll switch over to the R2. And we'll catch him in a backstab, which probably looked very interesting on his screen. And we'll wake him up with a dance. Tra-la-la. We got him naked with our dance. Ha-ha, la-la-la-la. We got him all nice and naked. He was ready for the dance. So as you can see, the R2, whilst two-handing the weapon, its hitbox is very wide and very hard to dodge. It like I said, this thing seems to be based on catching people off guard. And I can see with a buff, it might be hard to determine what kind of weapon it is. A dark buff doesn't really do it much justice. As you can see, it's blue and very distinct, but when you dark buff it, you can still kind of see the glow. And I think if you were to buff it with something else, it would be harder to see. And then all of a sudden, they're surprised they're being whipped in the face by tiny fragments of stone. So, good for them. Well, not good for them. Good for you, bad for them. It's late, people. Give me a break. I've been playing DLC all day, and I wanted to have one of the first videos of the DLC weapons in there, and by God, here we are. Here we are. So we will see what we can continue doing in this video. And I do tend to praise a weapon maybe more than it deserves in the fact that it might be, you know, patched off just a little bit later in the future, but let's hope not. I like the way this weapon is. I think it does enough damage. I think this kind of weapon is positive for the community, as it is just a unique weapon. So this guy's getting his buffs off, and he is using Pursuers? Yes, he is. I think he's using the Pursuer's Greatsword, which no longer stun locks people. So it's not as heavily used as it once was, and I jumped instead of rolled. Ah, scrubby night for me, huh? He's probably thinking the same thing. He's like, what the hell was this guy doing? We can catch him like that. Wha-cha! I love that. I love that. The whip it good has just been pretty much in my stuck on my mind for quite some time. So caught him in the backstab there. Oh, he went for a jumping. And see, this is the problem. This is another issue that I have. Where are you going? This is another issue that I have with the ultra grade swords, is that they just get so beaten up on because people with a faster weapon are just gonna do the damage that they want to do. And he got caught in his roll. So GG, my friend. We can do a little dance for him. So I mean, it's very hard for somebody using an ultra great sword or an ultra great weapon when someone else is using something that just goes so much faster. It's just very hard to deal with. So I do intend, by the way, to show off some other DLC weapons, and probably right after this recording, I'm going to be showing you guys another one that I managed to get up to its highest level, and show that one off. It's also a very peculiar weapon. So that seems to be the trend that FromSoft is following with these DLC weapons, is their strangeness and their uniqueness towards being just bizarre, as bizarre as possible. Um, and why shouldn't they be? I mean, they have a lot of interesting move sets in this game, and I found it kind of disappointing that most of them shared the same move set of the class they were in. Now, a couple of them had like a special little L2 or something, a couple of them, but not many of them had a unique move set. They just had different requirements and a different look and all that. So it's good that they have understood that the variety of these weapons is just better for the community. It has people try new things. So that's something that I'm really happy about. So let's see what you got. You have a red rust scimitar, which is speaking of movesets, one of my least favorite scimitars to fight, because I immediately assumed that they are going to do the running R1 a bunch of times. Now see, he rolled into me, which I punished immediately. Now see that parry that I failed so miserably right there? Now that was due, because if that had been a regular scimitar, because my brain thinks it's a regular scimitar, I would have gotten the parry on his running R1, but I did not. Let's punish him for getting too close. Oh boy. Oh boy, now. I pulled out the crossbow. Poop. Nope, nothing. He's very cautious. Very cautious. He tried to go for a little sneaky parry there, I see. Oh, and he got me! He got me in that sneaky parry. But he wouldn't, he hasn't finished me off yet. Hasn't finished me off yet. Very well done parry on his part. Now, and the sad part is that one wrong move will kill me. And we can't trade, and we can't risk trying to stop his animation. So let's throw a. See, that was. Oh, and we got hit. So it's definitely not the OP kind of weapon where I win every time, almost like the red rust scimitar that I had before. Not scimitar, the red iron twin blade. I always get those two confused, especially when I'm looking at the one that I confuse it with. The red iron twin blade, which is so very powerful right now. So very powerful. But that guy had me dead to rights, and that's a very powerful weapon if used correctly. So I was unable to. He kept the pressure on, so I couldn't surprise him with anything, and that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. I mean, and in this game, aggressiveness is key, and that's why it's very hard to play a ultra great sword or a very large slow weapon. It's very hard to play those because you have to bait your enemy into attacking you. And it's just so hard to do that when they even if you get them in the bait, you can only hit them once, or if you're lucky twice, and then they start just beating you to a bloody pulp with a faster weapon. So it's just and that's not even a balancing issue. That's just the move set. It's hard to pull off. So, aha! So the twin blades got themselves a buff. Oh God! Now this guy here. Now here, let's because I haven't done it. So I haven't done it. Let's see what we can. He would prefer to run away and continue casting spells. And my lock-on did not stay continuous. Is that a poison twin blade? I think it is, guys. Caught him that far away. He's ice skating a little bit. Oh no. And you can catch them in the roll just like that. Now he's going to run away, obviously, because he is not confident he can win this anymore with his poison twin blade. And that was a pretty good move on his part. I thought I could catch him before he did it, and he's obviously going to heal, and that's okay because he has like no vigor, and I'm pretty tired of his crap. So we are going to... Whoa, the lag. Whoa. Now you're in trouble. Now what? You're even with me. See that damage we just did to him? You want to trade? You sure? Yeah. Bye-bye, laggy guy. What an odd night for these duels. It's not my luckiest night, but hey, I lose every now and then. But yeah, he so went for that heal, and he paid for it. He paid for it wanting to stay up there with me. I had the close range weapon. Though he had the twin blade, and I could have parried it, but I decided with the lag I didn't want to risk it because he was ice skating everywhere. So hopefully we'll get a couple more good duels here. But oh well, it's just not my night tonight. And I've been playing for so long because of the DLC. DLC was so good. I really enjoyed it, guys. I recommend that everybody gets their hands on that. It released for the PS3 on the same day, but it was later for the US. It was much later in the day for them. While I don't even think Europe has it at this point in time. I'm not sure. I don't think that they do. I don't know. That's not relevant. Someone's going to be watching this a week from now, and they're not going to go, what the hell are you talking about? So. But no, I like this weapon. It has become one of my favorites. One of my favorite weapons. Because of its just strangeness, and you can catch people off guard so very easily. Aha! Did you like my surprise boat to face? See, and he doesn't have a lot of poise, so this weapon was able to knock him out of it. Nah, you're too far for that. Bam! Now that was the Dark Soul Spear right there, which obviously doesn't do as much damage as the Soul Spear, but it does enough damage, and it has a little tracking on it. Oh, he does more damage than I do. Oh, God, you have got to have no stamina. And you have stamina. He got me. Oh, the original weapons are still very strong. Oh, well. That's okay. Good on him. Salty Dragon is salty. No, he's not. See, that's the thing. It's like you've got to enjoy the game and lose at the same time. You've got to do that. I mean, you just if you play to win and you can't have fun unless you win, then you're playing the wrong damn game. This is not the game for you. So I thought I had that in the bag in the beginning, and next thing I know, he's got half my health gone, which was just so disappointing. But it happened, and oh well. Nothing you just move on. You learn from your mistakes and you move on. Another YouTuber might have said, "God, what I've lost too many times today, so this video was bad." But not me. I want to show everybody it's okay to lose every now and then. And we're just showing off this weapon. I lost quite a few times in that falchion video, and because I'm not comfortable with the falchion. And I'm still getting comfortable with this weapon. It's the first day I've ever used it, and I just want to show it off to everybody. You guys are getting exactly what I wanted you to see. So, this poor guy. Like fire whip? Here, have stone whip. That's just fun to do. Yeah, no, yeah. You'll want to put that away, sir. Your bow. Whipped to death. Just annihilated. And then see, you'll have matches like that. That guy was completely unsure what to do about me. He had no idea. He saw this thing and said, "What the hell is that? What is it doing? It's hurting me. Make it stop. It's not stopping. I just died. My life. What do I do with my life?" So he was taken down. So, like, you see, and you'll have moments like that where you just kind of giggle inside. You'll get your ass kicked by somebody with two katanas and knows what they're doing. But you'll have the next match with poor guy who's like, "I know, I know how to use. I'm gonna get you with this bow. Nope, not gonna do that. Oh, well, I'm gonna get you with this hop. Nope, not gonna do that. Maybe a flame swap. Nope, nope, not gonna do that." Well, I think I'm just gonna get my ass kicked. And you saw the range too on this thing. This is you've a couple of these fights you've seen attacks that didn't look like they connected, but oh boy, did they ever! So they got you. And one of the reasons I'm not too worried about showing off this crossbow is I don't think the crossbow warrants its own video or too much FaceTime itself. It is good, but it's not something you can rely on in combat all by itself. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Oh, so here we go. Hopefully we can get some revenge on the scimitar man, who is traded better than me in almost every way. He did hit me. I don't know why I decided to do what I did. See how aggressive he's being? He's got me on the back pedal. That's good. It's good. He's overestimating his own range. I did jump on purpose for once, which was spooky that I actually pulled that off. See, I'm punishing him for being as aggressive as he is. I'm punishing him in that regard. He's being so aggressive. Oh, and he got me with that parry. Very nice. Switching over to the... And he had no poise, so he got hit by this thing. And I got him with a parry. So... Yep, look out. spooky. Oh, and he maybe had 1 HP left. It's not my day. It's not my day. I'm telling you, we got so close there. It's not my day. Ugh. Not my day. Well, I can't end on a loss. We have to keep going. That guy, he was ready. I thought maybe I could do enough damage through it, and like I said, this thing, maybe with something else I could have. The Bow of Want would have really messed him up, but I had a little dinky crossbow against his shield, and he just beat me to it. Oh well. But that's what you get when you have raw, unedited battles like this. Unedited and real. That's what you get. You get a salty old veteran going, "No, I had it. I almost won. Why did I lose?" That's what you got. And that's just the way you want to do it. And that's fine. I wanted to show off this weapon just like this. I wanted to show you its strengths and weaknesses. Like I said, don't trade it like a regular weapon. You've got to be aggressive, and I still haven't totally got that down, but I will. So we have this guy here who is using the same thing. He's using the exact same weapon. So, surprise! And he does more damage than I do. And he's not facing the right direction. Aha! And now he's switched over to a different weapon that is DLC, and which I will be covering very shortly. Oh. That right there is, I think they pronounce Yorg. It's very strange. Yorg Shield, I think it's called. Or not shield, did I say shield? I said Yorg Spear, I think that's called. It can bait you into doing some fun stuff. All hail the buckler, master of stability. And he's got the repeater, and I dodged it, so surprise, surprise. He's got all the DLC. And I caught him right there. So GG, my friend. GG. GG. Now, this is not the normal kind of weapon that I would use, but we can go ahead and go into summary about this weapon. That would be the last match there that we have. We can go into summary real quick about this weapon. It has to be taken seriously by your opponent, or if you're facing it. But you have to take it seriously as well. You need to complement its very bizarre moveset and its chance to throw someone just completely out of the loop on what they think this battle is going to be. And it's you who has to guide it. Okay? It will not just do everything for you like a couple of the other weapons where you just R1 and win. This is not that kind of weapon. This weapon is challenging because of the fact that it doesn't do exactly what you think it will. It's kind of hard to explain. Like I just showed you, there were some matches where I completely dominated the enemy because I used it correctly, and there was some matches where I just got my ass handed to me. And that's not necessarily the weapon's fault, but oh well. That's just showing you what you need to do. You need to keep your distance and watch for your openings, and when you have them, you will do exactly what you need to do with this thing. So, do your little eccentric dances. And enjoy yourselves. The Dropout Dragon is dropping out.